Well, hello there. I'm Phil from Baby Beard Media, and we are about to play some Pillars of Eternity, so thanks for joining me. I don't know much about this game, other than it was made in 2015. It's a really long CRPG, and it was made by Obsidian, so it is very long, so let's get started. Okay, so what have we got? We got... we'll ignore these. Okay, what difficulty should we go for? Because stage efficiency forgives a few mistakes. Combat is not recommended for newcomers to real-time party-based RPGs. I've played a couple before. Suited for Infinity Engine veterans, which I'm not, who are looking for a challenge. Survival requires micromanagement and optimization of stats through items, spells, and abilities. That does sound a bit more like what I want, though. I tend to play most things on hard, so we're going to go with that. I haven't delved into a big RPG like this in a while. This was apparently kickstarted as well from 2015. I don't know how long Kickstarter's been around, so I wonder, if it was sort of one of the earliest big projects like that. I don't have time to look that up. Maybe I'll do that between episodes.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering,
not a great
and one
start.
of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Okay. I also don't know if this is set in an established world. I don't think it's like a D&D game. Maybe it's its own universe. Hey. So I usually play a female. A woman's role in Eora is largely dependent on where she is from. In the Ada Empire, Valian Republics, and the Deerwood. Oh, cool. Oh, that is very cool. The vibrating, less fun. But the lore concepts coming up when you hover, that is great. I haven't seen that before. That's very cool. Okay. A woman's role in Eora is largely dependent on where she's from. In the Ada Empire, Valian Republics, and the Deerwood, women occupy many domestic, educational, organizational roles. They are the primary hunters, soldiers, and leaders of the tribes of Narsitak. In this is going to be hard for me. In Irglan, Fath, and Ixmitil, women and men have more fluid social roles. In all societies, there are exceptions to the rule, and women can be found in a wide variety of stations and professions. Cool. It depends. Okay. Race. Okay, so we've got your standards. You got your human, you got your dwarf. Godlike? Oh, wow. Oh, my. And elves as well. But we've got some unusual ones as well. Almana. She looks like a Na'vi. Okay. And an Orlan as well. Oh, it's sort of like a halfling, I guess. Folk, common races, you get resolve and might. Mighty Almana are the largest of the Kith races, sort of your Goliath race maybe. In or near oceans, okay, and Tritons from D&D as well. They're not truly aquatic. They have affinity for water. Many of their civilizations, such as Roatai, are based on naval dominance. They are known for their unparalleled strength. Dwarf. By virtue of land covered, a number of colonies settled, dwarves are the most well-travelled race in the world. They're commonly found in Deerwood, the Valian republics, and almost any colonized land. Dwarves are known for their great strength and tenacity. So you lose dexterity, might, and constitution. Elves are the dominant race in Ir Glanfath, and the white that wends, and are extremely common in the Dyrwood and Aedir. Elves are known for their speed and intelligence, as well as a commonly isolationist nature. Dexterity and perception. All lands are the smallest of the Kith races, though many cultures don't consider them to be civilized at all. Also notable for their large ears, two-tone skin, and hirsute bodies, all lands are commonly found in Ir Glanfath, the Ixmital Plains, and parts of the Dyrwood. They're known for their mental intensity and sharp senses. You get less might, but you get better perception and some resolve. Internal drive, determination. What are these? What are you? That is interesting. Now that's a different kind of fantasy race if I've ever seen one. The godlike are the children of the Kith, civilized races who have been blessed with physical aspects associated with the gods, though some do not consider it a blessing. These aspects may take many forms and often come with mystical powers. Aberrant head shapes are typical, and godlike are unable to wear protective headgear, as it is near impossible to find anything that fits. You know, it would be with a head like that. Because of their unusual nature and their inability to reproduce, godlike are often viewed with fear and wonder. Dexterity and intellect. I feel like to do one of these justice, I might want to know a bit more about the world. I'm tempted by elf. I feel like I'm just going to end up recreating my D&D character, which I'm totally happy with. Oh, you got wood elves and pale elves. Okay. Oh my god, how am I going to pronounce that? Wood elves, Skletterfolk, trace their beginnings far north of present-day Aedir, and have migrated south throughout the forests of the continent, now covering it all the way south across the equator. They're also believed to have migrated across the sea to Ir Glanfath. While physiologically identical to one another, wood elves from Aedir are culturally different from those in Ir Glanfath and consider themselves wholly different groups. Against any enemy that is more than 4 meters away, wood elves gain bonuses to accuracy, deflection, and reflex. Okay, cool. Pale elf. It is unclear exactly how long ago the pale elves, Glamfellan, came to the southern polar regions of the world, but they have lived there for at least 12,000 years based on their continuous contact with Almaur traders. They appear to be among the most stationary ethnic groups in the known world, migrating within the polar region but seldom venturing far north. They are rare in all northern lands, and most people consider them exotic if they have seen one at all. Endurance to the elements. These are pretty funky. Let's go one of these. Oh, and we've got a lot of choices here. Wow, cool. I won't read all of these out. I'll have a look at the ones I'm not quite so sure about. Chanter. Ancient workers of magic, hallowed phrases stirring the collective memory of wayward souls around them, compelling them to generate magical effects in a kind of reenactment. In some societies, chanters form organised groups of storytellers and researchers, but in most parts of the world they are just a time-honoured part of local folk traditions. So they're kind of like a bard. Yeah. Okay. With an enormous axe. Very cool. What are ciphers? Recent discovery in the Eastern Reach, ciphers were once called Brishalguin, mind hunters. Psychics? Directly contact and manipulate other person's soul and psyche using an ally's or enemy's essence as the focus for their magic. Though most ciphers are still found in the Eastern Reach, practitioners of the techniques have spread throughout the known world, gaining acceptance over time but generally distrusted, especially by the uneducated. Soul-focused effect. Well, that's cool. Soul Whip. Wow, I feel like I could play this 800 times. Druid. I do like a bit of druidic magic. Shapeshift. And some spells. There's no, like, sorcerer, hey. There's wizard. That is quite the outfit. I really like magic users. Obviously harder to play for your individual character because of this, basically. But the amount of fun you get out of the different kinds of, not just raw damage, as it says here, but utility is really, really fun to play around with. So, then we've got your clerics, paladin. Ooh, I just don't know. Instinct says wizard. Let's go pure magic. Great. Okay, cool. It's going to be involved, but I love it. Let's do it. Let's dive into magic in this world. This is just going to have to guess at what's good. Okay. You know what? I've changed my mind. Maybe for like a second 100-hour playthrough. Okay. Let's go druid. Let's do that. What do monks look like in this world? No, let's go druid. You've got a bit of a mix. Okay, so all druids are mastered with one animalistic form. These forms give the druid strong melee abilities and grant additional power while the druid is shifted. So we've got wolf, stag, cat, boar, and bear. Boars are pretty awesome. Modal? Causes effect continuously. Okay. Endurance, damage. Stag would be cool. Oh, that sounds rad. I want to be a stag. Okay, here we go. 15 points to spend, and it's telling me these are highly recommended, and resolve is recommended. Okay. Let's take those to 15. Our key stats to 15. Let's take resolve to 13. We've got 2 left over. Can pop them both into constitution. I do want to play around with spells a bit more. So let's take might and add intellect. Perception. Just give ourselves a little bit more health. Let's spread our stats a little bit more evenly here. That feels good. Should have nice powerful spells. Not sure what resolve does. Concentration, deflection, internal drive. Yeah, okay. It's a defensive stat, which will be good to have a bit of, along with constitution. A bit of an all-rounder, so that feels good. I've got a lot of spells to begin with, but that's fine. Not quite so mechanically arduous as the wizard. Great, looks good. Culture. Resolve. Oh, I also look different. Oh, cool. From Deadfire Archipelago, the bow staff is very cool. Club and shield. These are all resolve +1, intellect +1. Oh, I get the badass double-handed axe for that. Spears, I'd love a spear. Great weapon. Okay, sort of this are really like lots of different things here. Different nations there. Sword and tower shield with a bit more might, or like a full kind of barbarian with a proper javelin. Large cracked southern expanse of polar ice, the white that wends is home to the pale elves and small colonies of daring explorers, outcasts, and adventurers. While virtually no plant life grows in the white, It is home to many hardy species of dangerous animals that forage from the sea or prey upon each other to survive. Well, it said these elves are from there. Perception doesn't help me that much, but I like the starting weapon. And the furs are pretty cool as well, so let's go with that. And background. So this gives us some bonus skills. I like the idea that I've just sort of ventured out as an explorer out of my homelands. Drifter. It could be the same reason I left. Let's be a bit more direct. Be explorer. We chose to leave the lands and venture out. Great. Okay, cool. The white that wins explorer appearance. Primary color is going to be baby beard colors. It's going to be purple. And purple and white. Cool. Skin. Various tones of yellow to blue. Okay. Okay. That's quite human. I'm going to go that one. I like that one. Hair. We have green. Bright orange. That's kind of nice. It just looks like Aloy. White hair is pretty striking too. The light blue. That's pretty cool. Can't have facial hair. Which of these heads do we like? Middle one, I think. Yep. Hair. Okay, we're heavy on the braids in this game. Ooh, we can have some quite big buffy styles too. Pretty modern. Okay. Ooh, who doesn't like a nice mohawk? Oh, I like that with the thing, so that's 7. That's nice with the face shape too. 7 and 9 are good. Well, what's that? Okay, it's pretty punk. I mean, she looks pretty wild in terms of what she starts looking like. Yeah, I'm gonna circle back around. First thought, best thought to 7 with the cool glowing beads through the hair. That's nice. Great. Oh wait, I don't like. I've got a lot of portraits. Okay. There you go. That's pretty good. There's a lot of portraits. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, there's the stag druid. Yeah, let's go with that. That's good. Okay.
Leading the way. Stand together.
Cool. So you can have any voice.
Time to see and not be seen. Yes. I'm flattered. Show him how it's done. I'll go on ahead.
I'm here. I'm flattered.
To whispers and shadows.
I shall lead us.
My eyes are peeled. Follow me.
Doesn't tell me
Let's
much.
go.
Easy does it. I'm here.
I'm the main character.
Watch
I think I
and
should
learn.
be smooth or feisty or something.
I'll teach you a lesson.
Easy does it.
I quite like that. Instead of it's a So yeah, let's go with that. Enter name. Yeah, and let's go with my D&D character's variation on her name. I think we have her. We have Mira, level 1 druid. Excellent. Journey to Gilded Vale. is the camp where I'm sick. So this is Caravan Master Odima. The Caravan Master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red moustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
I think I've got to go through the ruins then. He nods towards a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who'd be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks.
Okay, is blazing like a swear word, or are they actually blazing the rocks?
Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the Caravan Master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day.
Okay, better drink some water. Good advice. Stay hydrated.
There's a berry
that means
grows
you
in
at
these
home.
parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it.
Okay.
Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water.
Hopefully a caravan has some water with it. I would have hoped so.
I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Odima looks over his shoulder at his assistant, a lanky, intense man named Sparfell, who carries an old, sun-bleached bow. He nods in your direction. Sparfell nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. Where would I find the
berries?
berries?
On a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one. Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again.
No.
They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear.
Okay.
Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn. So I hear.
Yep, so there's nothing left in here. Okay, so I hear. Your character's attribute, skills, class, race, culture, and sex may all open up options for you in dialogue. These options are not necessarily superior to other responses, but give you a wider variety of choices to select from. The manner in which someone responds to your choices depends on their individual personality and attitude. Cool. Okay, let's pop that one away. Who did build the ruins?
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
Is
not
it
if
dangerous?
you hurry about your business. And not if the weather holds up.
There's concern in his tone, but he does not elaborate. What kind of weather do we get out here?
This time of year? Rain, mostly. And wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here, time to time. Locals call it a Beowick. Born out of the ether. The spirit's path. Never seen it myself. Never cared to.
It's like a magic wind? This world is quite rich already. It looks like it's an original creation as well, so I've got a lot to learn. What are these huge rocks coming up out of the ground?
They don't got Audra where you come from?
Nope.
Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster.
Sort of a living
Folks
rock.
think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days.
Okay.
The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things.
Soul
I've
butchers?
heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
That just raises a lot of questions. Okay. I'll go see about the berries
Hold on.
then.
Take someone with you.
Okay.
I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot.
That's
not
right.
like most of
I'm
this
playing
lot.
on hard.
If you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
Okay, well, then you just wouldn't look for the body? Anyway, he scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's night sleeping on uneven ground without blanket or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time. She needs to find some springberries. Watch that she doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
Okay.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
Well, there you go. We're going to end up in the ruins. Okay. Great.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Okay, welcome to Pillars of Eternity. If this is your first visit to the world of Eora, you may want to watch these windows to become familiar with the tools and interfaces available to you. I will. Your party always consists of your character and up to 5 additional companions or adventurers. While the caravan is camped outside the Glanfathan ruins, Adema has assigned Kaliska to help you. Kaliska is a fighter, a class that excels at close quarters defense. Use her abilities to complement your own. I wonder if you get a different... If you choose a different class, do you get a different companion? To select a party member, click on their selection circle. Their portrait, or which is down here, or press the number button that corresponds to the position of the party, starting with 1 at the far left. To select multiple party members, click and hold anywhere on the screen, and drag the marquee over the circles of the party members like you'd like to include, like a selection box in a real-time strategy game. To move selected characters, click anywhere on the screen where your cursor is a circle of 4 wedges. All selected characters will path to their corresponding position in the formation. If you see a red circle with a slash through it, you cannot walk on that part of the map. When multiple party members are selected, the action bar is hidden. To see an individual character's options, select only that character. Okay, so...
Sure.
Okay, so here's her actions.
What you need?
Hey there.
And when I select both, it goes away. Okay, cool.
Sure.
Most people you encounter in the world are neutral or friendly. You can interact with them by clicking on their selection circle. Many characters will simply greet you and go on their way, but others will have a larger conversations to explore. The merchant Hearden has a conversation that opens up a store with equipment for sale. Where's Hearden? Caravan. Oh, so you have to select the circle. So I'm trying to hover over them, but you have to hover over their feet. Is that Hearden? Where's Hearden? Oh, he's probably the guy with the wares over here, right? Oh.
Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
What? How did I activate slow mode? I do not know. You see a man wearing a simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look. I'm a trader, originally from the Adir Empire, but I've been trying to establish new business out here. Life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly the locals can be.
Mm-hmm.
But we're here to make the most of things, right?
Might as well try. Oh, if you heard that, that was my cat. If you think these caravans are prickly, watch out for the axe wielders Adema mentioned. You now have 1 rank in a disposition reputation. These reputations represent how people perceive your personality throughout the world. Even seemingly nasty reputations will be favoured by some people, and benign reputations often bring out the worst in certain people. No disposition is inherently good or bad in Pillars of Eternity, but if your main character is a priest or paladin, you must be careful not to misalign their dispositions with what is favoured by their deity and order, respectively. For the main character only, Their dispositions will modify the effect of holy radiance for priests of faith. Okay, well, I'm not one of those, so that's okay. So I guess because I was a bit sarcastic
Something
and friendly,
else you need?
I got a
Looks
light
like we're
reputation
settled
for that.
for the night.
Let's see what you got. Okay. So I'm not carrying anything. Stores allow you to trade and sell your items for copper pieces or items in the store's inventory. Merchants buy items from you at greatly reduced price. If you sell something, you may see it appear in the store's inventory with a much higher cost. Stores periodically refresh their inventories. Okay. Inventory. Okay, so here's my inventory. I do at least have a weapon.
Something else you need?
So you got character journal. So you've got a bunch of stuff. Okay, so it does do a comparison. What do I? Is there a DPS? This is okay. They're very similar. Okay, 1622, 1622. Okay, they're pretty much the same weapon, really. Pretty much. But mine has increased reach. So, yeah, I don't really need these. Store. Retrain character. Some shields. I only have 100, so I can't really afford any of these. What about some healing potions? Yeah. Can't afford that. Lockpick. Okay, so I can't afford much anyway. And we can... Okay, yeah. Okay, so I can't even afford a potion because I've only got 100. Don't know what these are. Party. Stash. Okay, cool. Let's take... These are cheap, so let's buy a lockpick. Let's get one. In case we run into a chest out here. Is that going over here? Does that happen? Okay, it goes up there. Okay, cool. Great. Well, I have any money, so that's fine. Okay, I guess we are looking for some berries. Okay, middle mouse, I can scroll the map. That's going to be very handy. Stay out of the ruins for now. Fallen tree doesn't budge. Sap oozes from the jagged wound in its trunk.
Not looking forward to trying to lift that thing tomorrow.
Oh, some cool contextual dialogue. I like it. I like it. Exploration is key in Pillars of Eternity. As you make your way through the Eastern Reach, open the area map to see what parts of the map you've already been to and what's left to explore. Okay, cool. I don't even know where the area map is. Map. Haha, here we are. Well, you know what? Before I venture out to explore and find those berries to settle my sick little tummy, I will say goodbye and see you next time. Bye.